Welcome to this micro-focused ZENworks video presentation. My name is Darren Vandenbos, Product Manager for ZENworks Endpoint Security Management, a location-aware, policy-based endpoint security solution that provides core protection for Windows workstations. Over the next several minutes, I'll introduce the primary features of ZENworks Endpoint Security Management, including control of applications, removable data drives, wireless networks, hardware such as USB and Bluetooth devices, and firewall ports and protocols. I'll then explain how you can enforce different security controls or policies in different locations. And lastly, how you can override the enforced security policies if needed. For application control, ZENworks Endpoint Security Management lets you block applications from executing or from accessing the internet. In addition to applications, you can block other types of files, such as batch files or MSI files, from launching. When an application is blocked, an optional message lets you inform the user of the policy violation. You can use web links to reference additional information, such as a supported application policy or a supported application download site. Application control uses internal file names, so it can't be circumvented by changing the file name. And because applications are blocked at the process level, you only have to enter the file name when defining the application control, and that application will be blocked regardless of where it resides or where it is launched from. In addition, to ensure that you can easily control applications that have file name variations, which occurs with some Windows 10 applications today, file name wildcards are supported. For example, calcstar.exe blocks both the legacy calc.exe program and the Windows 10 calculator.exe program. Certain directories, such as the Windows System directory and the ZENworks directory, are exempt from wildcards. Applications in those directories can only be controlled through explicit file names in order to ensure that critical executables are not inadvertently blocked. ZENworks Endpoint Security Management also controls access to and encryption of removable data drives. To control access, you can set read-write, read-only, or no access for 3 device types: CDs and DVDs, floppy drives, and removable storage. Removable storage encompasses any devices, such as USB thumb drives, that Windows recognizes as removable. So, for example, to stop users from accessing USB thumb drives altogether, you can set the removable storage access to no access, or to allow users to continue to access files from USB thumb drives but not copy files to them, you can set access to read-only. With the removable storage device type, you can create exceptions for individual devices, such as a specific USB thumb drive model. Creating exceptions requires you to identify the device's attributes, such as manufacturer and product. To make this task easier, ZENworks Endpoint Security Management includes a device scanner that collects the device attributes. You can also disable both the autoplay and auto-run features for removable drives so that unwanted programs cannot run automatically when the drive is mounted. In terms of encryption, ZENworks Endpoint Security Management encrypts removable data drives using native Microsoft BitLocker technology. This means that Windows-recognized removable drives can be encrypted. The standard BitLocker features are supported, including multiple encryption modes, initial encryption of the entire drive or use space only, and auto-unlock. However, ZENworks Endpoint Security Management enhances BitLocker encryption with several unique additions. First, rather than allowing encrypted drives to be unlocked on all Windows devices, you can restrict unlocking to ZENworks managed devices only, essentially confining the drive usage to devices in your organization. Second, users can add a password hint during encryption to help them remember the unlock password. And if that isn't enough, you can use a system-level encryption key to decrypt the drive rather than depending on a locally saved key file. In today's wireless world, wireless access control is essential to protecting your organization. Using ZENworks Endpoint Security Management, you can block all wireless connectivity for a device. Or you can use a more targeted approach, such as blocking ad hoc Wi-Fi connections or disabling access to open networks. For some users, such as those who work remotely or travel for work, blocking access to open wireless networks might not be a viable option. In those cases, you can enforce the use of a VPN. Depending on your needs and your VPN software, you can configure the VPN to launch automatically or simply inform the user that a VPN is required before network access will be granted. You can also control the use of various hardware-related device capabilities. Previously, I explained that you can control access to removable storage devices, including USB thumb drives. Well, thumb drives are not the only class of USB devices you can control. In addition, you can control access to printers, scanners, and standard human interface devices such as keyboards, mice, game controllers, and other input devices. You start by disabling or enabling access for an entire USB class, such as the interface class, and then adding exceptions for individual devices. As mentioned before, the device scanner helps you collect device information and import it into the system so that defining exceptions is easier. In addition to USB devices, you can control access to a number of other communication hardware interfaces and adapters, allowing you to disable capabilities such as Bluetooth or specific types of wired, wireless, and cellular adapters. ZENworks Endpoint Security Management also provides a kernel-level firewall that can be registered in place of the Windows firewall. After setting the default behavior for the firewall, you can override default port and protocol behavior using flexible rules and predefined or custom access control lists. A device's security needs can vary depending on its location. For example, a device on your office network probably doesn't need to VPN like a device on a hotel's open network. To meet this need, ZENworks Endpoint Security Management provides location-aware security. Using a variety of detected network attributes, such as IP address, DNS server, gateway routers, wireless access points, and active network adapters, ZENworks matches the device's network environment to a location you've previously defined. For example, assume that your organization has offices in New York, London, and Singapore. You might define a location called office using network attributes from each of those three locations. Whenever a device detects that its network environment matches the New York, London, or Singapore network, it knows that it is in the office location. If the device's detected network environment does not match the office location, it knows that it is in an unknown location. By assigning different security policies to different locations, you can provide the appropriate security for each location. Going back to our initial example, associating one set of security policies to the office location and another to the unknown location enables you to enforce a VPN connection at a hotel, but not in one of your offices. There are 8 types of security policies. All of the policies use locations with the exception of encryption. Encryption enforcement is global and is not affected by location. For various reasons, you might need to override the currently enforced security policies on a device. For example, maybe a wireless access policy has been applied that is adversely affecting one of your mobile employees. To make sure you can resolve issues like this, you can define a security override password. When applied locally to a device, the password overrides all security policies other than encryption. As mentioned, the password has to be entered on the device locally. So that you don't have to give the override password to any users, you can generate a temporary override password specific to the device and control how long the password is active. To summarize what we've seen over the last several minutes, ZENworks Endpoint Security Management provides security policies that control execution of applications and file types, availability of communication hardware such as Bluetooth, parallel and serial ports, and wired and wireless network adapters, enforcement and configuration of a personal firewall, access to removable storage devices such as DVDs and USB data drives, encryption of removable data drives through native Microsoft BitLocker encryption, access to USB devices based on class, such as storage, printer, interface, and so on, with the ability to define exceptions, enforcement of VPN in select locations, and access to wireless networks. It also provides location awareness for enforcement of different policies in different locations, and supports a security override password to disable policies if needed. Thank you for your interest in ZENworks Endpoint Security Management. This concludes this video presentation.